Hello everyone, you're welcome. Nice to meet you. Okay, our lesson today about listening. From your student book, page 25, exercise 5, listening. So, listen to the lecture about the history of money. Write the date by each form of money. Then number the forms of money in the order they were used. So, first, you will listen to an audio. Your task to order and write the date by each form of money. We have cowrie shells, paper money, bartering, electronic money, inexpensive metal coins, coins made of valuable metals. So first we will listen, then you do your task. Let's start.
Page 25. 5. Listening. Listen to the lecture about the history of money. Write the date by each form of money. Then number the forms of money in the order they were used.
The first way in which goods were bought was not with money. Instead, people used to trade something of value that they possessed for something they needed. The most common things to trade were cattle and crops, like corn and wheat. So, for example, if you were a farmer, you might trade your corn with a butcher for meat. The butcher might trade his meat with a shoemaker for shoes. This kind of trade was called bartering. Bartering began as far back as 9000 BCE. However, there was a problem with bartering. What if someone had something to trade, but no one wanted or needed it? Or what if people could not agree on what was a fair trade? To solve this problem, the first kind of money came about around 1200 BCE in China, where people would use special shells called cowrie shells to purchase goods. These shells were the most widely and longest used form of money in history. In some parts of Africa, these shells were used until the middle of the 1900s. The earliest metal coins were produced in China around 1000 BCE. The coins were made out of an inexpensive metal and had holes in them so that they could be put together to make a chain. The earliest coins made of valuable metals were silver coins produced in Turkey around 500 BCE. Coins made of silver, bronze, and gold were soon being used by the Greeks, Romans, and Persians. By 800 CE, the first paper money had appeared in China. This form of money eventually became common around the world. At one point, people probably thought the cowrie shells were going to be used forever. That's how many of us think about coins and paper money now. But money is likely to continue to change. In fact, a new kind of money is already being exchanged over the internet. This money, called electronic money or digital cash, functions like real cash, except it's not on paper. The money in a bank account is converted to a digital code, which can be used to make purchases. While digital cash is very new, it is expected to become common in the years ahead.
Okay, guys.
Page 25.
So, guys, number 1, bartering. Number 2, cowrie shells. Number 3, inexpensive metal coins. Number 4, coins made of valuable metals like gold and silver. After that, paper money. The last one, electronic money today. So these are the answers. So number 1, bartering. Number 2, cowrie shells. Number 3, inexpensive metal coins. Number 4, coins made of valuable metals. 5, paper money. 6, electronic money. After that, guys, let's move to pronunciation. So here in English, the past tense ending ed has 3 different pronunciations. So how to pronounce it? Sometimes you hear the word pronounced ta sound like worked stopped, and another word like wanted. So what happened? So let's see. We have to watch a video about that, and then we practice pronunciation here in exercise 6, page 25 in your student book.
English adds ed endings to infinitive verbs to make regular past simple and past participle verb forms. These ed endings can have one of 3 different pronunciations, either t, d, or id. How do you know which one to use? Well, it's based on the last syllable of the infinitive verb, either voiced, unvoiced, or other. So, if the last sound of the infinitive verb is unvoiced, then the ed sound is also unvoiced. T. So ask, help, and miss become asked, helped, and missed. For example, I asked a question, but I missed the answer because it was too noisy. If the last sound of the infinitive verb is voiced, then the ed ending is also voiced and becomes d. So, arrive, play, and close become arrived, played, and closed. For example, once they had arrived, we closed the door and played a game. Now for the others. If the infinitive verb finishes with a t or d sound, then the ed ending is pronounced id. So, want, wait, and need become wanted, waited, and needed. And be careful, because using id at the end of a word increases the number of syllables by 1. Want, wanted, wait, waited. For example, I wanted to go, but I waited because I needed my friend. Thank you very much to everybody who asked about ed endings and
Okay, guys, so here we have to listen.
Page 25. 6. Pronunciation. In English, the past tense ending ed has 3 different pronunciations. For verbs that end in the sounds p, k, f, s, ch, or sh, pronounce the ending t, as in worked. For verbs that end in vowel sounds, or b, g, v, z, j, th, j, m, n, ing, o, pronounce the ending d, as in opened. For verbs that end in the sounds d or t, pronounce the ending id, as in wanted. Listen and practice.
1. They traded something of value that they possessed for something they needed. 2. What if no one wanted or needed it? 3. The first coins were produced in China, and the first paper money appeared in China. 4. Money called digital cash is already being exchanged over the Internet.